All right, welcome to the C Network. I am your host, Bol Mayen, and I'm here today with Daniel Mayen, who has been doing incredible work in the community, running AOD training and program, and has recently had the opportunity to run a project called Project Point oh Five, which was managed by Central for Culture, Ethnicity of Health, a program of a North Richmond Community Health, which was funded by Vig Health. Wow, I'm excited for this one. Daniel.
What's going on?
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm so glad you joined today because it's going to be an awesome conversation, and I can't wait to hear your story, your journey,
I appreciate it.
And what you've been doing.
Yeah.
So before we start, let's start off from the beginning.
What are you trying to know, man?
Where were you born? Let us know.
Born in Khartoum, so that's North Sudan. I was 96, baby. So, May. We spent there about let's say 2 years, 3 years. And then we took off to Egypt. I'm pretty sure you know about Egypt.
Yeah.
Went to Egypt. Didn't spend too long there. Almost about a year. Yeah. Took off from there.
I love that. Did you have any older siblings when you were on that journey to Egypt?
No, I'm the oldest in the family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually the oldest in the family. So I'm the oldest of now six.
Yeah.
So I got six, three brothers and 3 sisters.
I love that. And I know before we were talking a little bit about how everyone's got, stories about Egypt and what it was like. Do you have any stories that you could share with us?
Oh, heaps, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure anyone that's been to Egypt, if you've been chased or something like that, something might have happened.
Yeah,
but
let's start off with the positives. What were the positives out of Egypt when you were there?
I met a lot of family. I had a few family that were living with us there, so it was good. It wasn't really boring. We didn't feel isolated. They were all about, I'd say, 25 minutes away from where we were staying. I know a lot of people had to travel really far, so thank God for that. So
where were you staying as well? I was in Cairo.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where we were staying. I was too young. I was 3 years old. I was just I was really energized kid, did not care about the day, what time it was. I just wanted to play,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't know exactly, but if I can remember properly, maybe Abasia. I don't know how to pronounce that, but Abasia, yeah.
I love
that. Was there.
And what do you remember? Because I remember slowly from hearing more stories from my mum and my older siblings. I remember waking up and going and getting bread and having tea for breakfast and just being a kid, just walking past all these mosques and seeing the people and how hot it was. Do you have any stories like that of what it was like in a day in life for you?
Where we were staying, there was a lot of the local shops.
Yeah.
So everything was food was accessible. We had a pretty big house.
Yeah.
We were living it was gated, real protected, but it was just around a lot of shops. So there was a lot of people walking around and a lot of strangers. And, being Sudanese at that time was crazy. So as soon as you step out, chocolate. So, yeah, it was pretty good though.
Yeah, and I know, as a kid, I thought that Egypt was amazing and I thought it was beautiful. And even people that are not from Egypt were like, oh, the pyramids and all that. Obviously, there's a negative side to Egypt as well, especially for people migrating. Can you talk a little bit about that and what your experience and stuff that you've heard from Egypt and the bad parts?
Well, because I wasn't there long, the only thing I can remember was really the school that I went to. It was pretty hectic there. We had a lot of kids all in one place from different parts of Egypt, and they were just, everybody would be fighting. If you come late, teacher would just tell you, bring your hand out, you get that. I'm not sure if you got that, that pen trick?
I don't know.
Where they put the pen in between your fingers, and then they press it together it's a sort consequence for something, So there was a lot of that going on in the schools that we were going to. There was a lot of fights, but besides all of that, it was good because we're all still together, still hanging around with each other, and everybody got to know each other.
Yeah. Was there a lot of other Sudanese kids that went to the school that you were at?
Yeah, there was heaps. I can't remember them because I was still young, but I know when I came here, everybody started saying that they were in the same area and all that, but I just can't remember them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What else have you heard? Because I know there's scary stories that people that are from here will never understand or never believe that it's true. Can you give us one of those stories?
One of the stories I heard was if they heard that you were coming to Australia and you are leaving soon, you don't tell nobody. Don't say nothing about it. You just keep a hush until the day you're leaving, get out because there was a bunch of people that, would want to come and like ruin that for you because it just, why are you leaving?
Yeah.
You're leaving us here, you're going to a better place, which is that kind of jealousy. But yeah, those are the kind of threats that were happening.
And that's so scary to have because you migrate from, Sudan or wherever, Khartoum, and then you go to Egypt, and then you're so close to going somewhere else, and people want to pull you down.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people actually experienced that. A lot of people felt like, they couldn't tell nobody, even close family members, which I find pretty scary because I don't know why you would try to hold somebody back from,
Yeah.
going to a better place, but it is what it is.
Do you remember the time when you guys had to leave? When you were, because I remember when we had to leave. I remember my uncle at the time who ended up going to America, Philadelphia. We went and got some suits. I remember my passport photo or immigration photo. I was crying. It was after I was crying. I had like these massive ears and like these big cheeks, but that was an awesome, experience. And I remember getting luggages and getting ready. And I remember before we left, we had a massive celebration.
Yeah.
We had one of them sacrificed a goat or whatever for everyone to eat, and it was just beautiful. It was amazing, and I could see the joy on my mom's face. So I remember that really well. Do you remember anything like that on your last few days or your last few weeks in Egypt?
Yeah, the people that we were living with, they left before us. So it was, we just had like a little gathering just before they left, and it wasn't long after that we were leaving. So we just kind of did it all at the same time, just to avoid, you know what I mean, like people whispering out there. Yeah, can't be too loud about that. So we're just like having, a gathering, and then from there they did, and then not long later we just left.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly how we got to the airport, but all I do remember was landing here in Australia.
I love that. And when you land here, where did you guys go when you first came to Australia?
First, went to our auntie's house in Sunshine.
Yeah.
Sunshine North. We got to the airport. I'll tell you about the airport scene. Like, got to the airport, we just see this crazy building, and then we see aunties and uncles. They're just there with flowers, and everybody's crying, And I'm here. Why are these people crying? Like, where are we now? Like, yeah, Australia, but I'm yet to see what's going on. So until we met with them, and then went into like the food court area, hugs, this, that. I felt like, we were like top dogs, because there was like about 6 cars waiting outside, and then they're like all following us back to the house. And then we got to the house, and it was just other extended family there. And you just you feel like that peaceful, You can even see it in your parents, like, they avoided like some crazy stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
And what year was that?
2001, December. Just after 9/11, actually.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
All right, guys, stay tuned. We're just going to go on a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. If you just joined, I'm your host, Mayen. I'm here with Daniel Mayen. So, Daniel, I know when people come here, before they come here, we have expectations of what Australia is going to be like, or people that went to any other places that had expectations of what it was going to be like. Did you guys have that? And did it match?
Yeah, I mean, I thought as soon as I get here, like, there's going to be a Lamborghini parked up outside. From there, I'm going to go into like a double-story house. All the stuff you see. But then it's like, you come to realize that it's still you still got to start from somewhere. But I had like a lot of perceptions of, I know the food, I was keen to taste the food here.
Yeah. Was there any food in particular you were keen to taste?
Well, in the airport, when I got to the airport, I started seeing all these, McDonald's, like proper, because when I was young, back home, eating home food, what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when we got here, I saw all these like restaurants, which was crazy. And that was the first thing like we tried. And then we got to the house, KFC bucket, chicken bucket. That was the first thing you get introduced to, so... Yeah, it went ham, man.
Yeah, I love that. And what was it like growing up in Australia?
Oh, here was different. Here's so I grew up in like, first half was Q. That was like from 3 till like 5 years old. I mean 4 till like 5, 6 years old. That was different. It was just me and my auntie, just school, the only black kids, and we were just getting approached, like. I think they were curious. You know what I mean? They were curious. They were curious to know like who are these? Because 2001, not many people were like.
I was gonna say because a lot of people like we were saying before came around 03, 04.
03,
obviously there were more, but that's when a lot of people came in and people were like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah, exactly. So they were just like, whoa, what's happened? What are these two people doing here? So assembly, everybody, I don't know, like if the principal's talking, people just kind of like, they have that last look,
What did you feel like? What was going in your head when that was the case?
I was just thinking like, where's all the, where's all the brothers and that? Where's all the brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
And also just, I just wanted to know what was the atmosphere there.
Yeah.
I wanted to get to know people. I was a very curious kid. So I wasn't scared to start conversations. I wasn't scared to like engage, but it was just that barrier, you know what I mean? Like knowing how much you can engage with them. You don't know how their parents may be feeling, and you're here just like, yo, I'm in Australia, like I'm in Q. I want to do this, I want to do that, but not much actually, was going on at the time. So yeah.
Where did you move after that?
St. Albans.
And there was a lot more Africans, assuming at the time?
Yeah.
Or more than Q would have.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
By the time we came to St. Albans, there was quite a few families there. And yeah, that's when like, my mom's sister lives like close by. And then we have like cousins all living in like St. Albans, Delahaye, Sunshine, Footscray. Yeah, it was good meeting them, and that really made us all like feel very like welcome and feel like we're actually a part of like a proper community, which was good. Yeah,
that's good. And you have good Arabic and Dinka as well. My Arabic is not as good as yours, but I can understand it. How did you continue to learn to speak Arabic and to hold that?
I think my Arabic part is like more because my dad reads and writes Arabic, and he does with Dinka as well.
Are you that talented?
Nah, I wish I was talented like that. Dinka's not really that great.
Yeah.
I know I've heard you speak Dinka.
It's shocking, yeah.
Nah, Dinka's good. Mine, I can understand it.
Yeah.
Respond like, sound foreigners. Yeah. So, yeah, I think with the Arabic, we just kept speaking it at home.
Yeah.
And that just kept making it easier for us,
I love that.
Yeah.
I want to quickly fast forward. When you got a bit older, when you were in high school starting with other boys, and what was that like? What was your teen life like?
Yeah, it was crazy. Made a lot of friends, especially being in that community. Everyone's so close. Like I had my close friends living just like 5 houses down, next court, next street. Went to the same primary school, went to the same high school. So that's why like it was easy to keep the connection. It was good also because we also did like soccer together, all these kind of things. So we reconnected with like the culture really well. And I feel like that's the good thing. But it was just crazy because with that, not everybody is at the same level in terms of like lifestyle and back home issues and stuff like that. But yeah, it was good having them around.
I love that. And the thing I wanted to talk about with you as well is because it's awesome to see South Sudanese male doing something that's positive and avoiding all that crap that, people end up getting mixed up in. How did you avoid that stuff? How did you stay strong and how did you become the person you are today?
To be honest, I think I had the luxury of having good people around me, and the influence that they had was not negative, Like this new generation, they don't know how to like value a good relationship. You know what I mean? They would rather just kind of like sabotage it because of emotions and stuff like that. But being around like my friends, being around my cousins and all that, like we always kept a good connection. Like when we were young, we'd go like fun fields with like the whole family. We'd had like Edmund Rice Center. I'm not sure if you've heard of them.
I know Edmund Rice. I went to CBC and that was funded by Edmund Rice.
Yeah, so they used to come and do like camps. And they used to do like homework centers and those kind of things. So it always kept us as a community. But this new generation is different for them. So that's why I feel like for me, like I had that luxury of just being around good people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did any values that you were taught when you were growing up also help in order to have a straight path and not be distracted with all this?
Yeah. It's always mind your business, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mind your business. Like,
where'd you get that from?
My dad and my mom always tell me just mind your business, Like make sure you're focused on what you need to do. My dad's really big on like, cherishing close people around you because he's one of those people like he wakes up at 3 a.m. with no alarm. You know what I mean? Like that's how you know what I mean? So he's always made sure like, like I'm not around like bad influence or like he's like there's that teaching at home, you know what I mean? And there's actual conversation. You know what I mean? And that's what made me cherish people like that are close to me that are actually genuine. You know, it's just like, yeah, just mind your business. It's just, you know, whoever's actually a part of that, just maintain that, grow with that, you know.
I love that. And I know, unfortunately, people that we are around, sometimes people that we think we can't live without, unfortunately, we lose or, you know, they do other things. Have you ever had that? And how did you overcome that? What advice do we have for some people who have that, but people started doing other things?
Um, I'd say like check your values really. Like where do you want to get to in life? Because that's gonna relate to, you know, who you're gonna keep your company. You know what I mean? If you're just gonna like allow anyone, you know what I mean? That means you really don't know what you want to do with life yet. You know what I mean? Because you just still trying to figure it out. But you gotta realize that like time is ticking, but at the same time, like I need to do something with my life. Like there's a value. You know what I mean? I'm not here to just waste time. You know, and I feel like that's people see that and they gravitate to that. You know, like honestly, I wouldn't put myself as somebody like, you know, knows everything or like done everything in life, but like I keep value where it's at. You know what I mean? And if you're like the type of person that, you know, you're gonna come up to me and we can create something, you know, I cherish that. You know, and I feel like these young guys, they need to see life more in that kind of way, where it's like, who do I have around me? You know, where are they taking me? You know, what are we doing? You know what I mean? If I'm going the right path, are they gonna check me? You know what I mean? People don't check each other these days, you know what I mean? Like the way back in the day, like I'm pretty sure, you know, growing up, you know, like having the right people around you was a big thing to you. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, guys, we're gonna go for another quick break, so stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back. If you just joined, I'm your host, Mayen, and I'm here with Daniel Mayen. So, Daniel, I'm really curious. I want to get a little bit more about just about the problems that are happening with the young boys and just what we've been seeing lately, which is not so positive. Yeah. I just want to talk a little bit about that. You know, do you have what inputs do you have with that?
With the young people?
Yeah.
And how they... see from what I see is like it's a home issue with a lot of the young guys, because I grew up in like, you know, St. Albans and that, so a lot of the young guys that are around now, like I do know them, you know what I mean, and I do like speak with them sometimes, and when they speak they always bring up like, you know, they feel judged, you know, they feel like the community already kind of has like a, you know, reputation for them, you know what I mean? So they feel like they can't break out of that and they're going too far to like kind of like fix themselves, you know what I mean? So, and just the whole media and everything that just kind of like trashed their name. And that's why it's like this, what we're doing right now, it's amazing because it shows that like besides all the other stuff that are happening, you know, there's still people that actually do want to fix the situation in the community. You know what I mean? And yeah.
Yeah, being a black male yourself, when that was happening at its pinnacle, how are you dealing with it? And I know you're a very laid back guy, you don't get things, you know, to plant in your head to affect your day, but what were you doing and how were you staying positive? I see you're very in shape. Did that help? Were you going to the gym as well?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, the time all this stuff was happening, I was actually in Newcastle.
Yeah, right.
So
you're very low key.
I was low key. But don't get me wrong, like when I was doing visits here, I was getting them looks, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but it was crazy. It was, yeah, there was just a lot of like racist remarks being thrown around and, you know, all of that. I just made sure that like, I knew myself, you know? And I knew that I was not involved in that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's like, it wasn't easy, man. You know, because like you go to like a shop and it's like, this thing was really like, you know, affecting everyone. So you get judged before you speak, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which was, I wouldn't say it got to me, but it did annoy me, you know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, I'm not doing any of this stuff, but it's like, you know, how can I help the situation?
Do you still get that still? Those kind of looks and remarks or do you feel like it's a lot better?
No, it's still there. Depends where you go. Like I'm in St. Albans, like, you know, St. Albans is just like everyone's like that. Like everyone's kind of like skeptical already,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But when you get to like Footscray areas and that, nah, not really like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we finish this completely, is there anything you want to add on? Is there anything you want to touch up on? Is there anything you want to give out there, share to people that has been on your chest?
I feel like everyone that's like involved in this community work right now, I feel like we can do some like major stuff, and I feel like we should actually do like, you know, like the African Day Gala thing we went to.
Yeah.
Like that was really like
That was amazing to
eye-opening.
see, yeah.
You know, for me, like being there, seeing that many organizations, you know what I mean, like that.
Seeing so many black people dressed so beautifully, looking so beautifully,
Yeah.
and from all different, you know, professions. I think that was awesome to see. It's very inspiring as well.
Yeah, doing things. I'm just like, yo, like we can do a lot. You know what I mean? If people's hands come together, you know. But then again, it's like it's competition and everything. But I feel like for us, we shouldn't focus on that. And I feel like from that event, I feel like we should plan something where, you know, a lot of people are involved together. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can rep whatever you rep, like whatever organization you rep, but bring that crowd along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'll bring my crowd, you bring your crowd. You know what I mean? Like, we create something. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way you're gonna really reach everyone. You know what I mean? You're not gonna reach it by just one organization.
Yeah.
You're just gonna reach, like, if I'm in St. Albans, I'm gonna reach just the people in St. Albans. But if me and you connect, you know what I mean? People from City of Yarra can come and like meet in where we had the, what's it called, Melbourne Town Hall. We can just do something major like that, and just like people networking, you know what I mean? And people actually, yeah, working together. That's really what I wanna see, you know?
Yeah, and another thing I want to touch on and talk about before we wrap this up, South Sudanese community in Australia is very, very new. You know, 2004, like 20 years, 20 plus years, but 20 years roughly is when we've been here since. And obviously not a lot of people know about the African community in general in Australia, you know, but let alone obviously the South Sudanese community. What do you want people out of Australia and around the world to know about the South Sudanese community in Australia?
We're not violent. We're not all violent. We have an amazing community. We have good relationship. Yeah, come check us out. Really, you know, if you have any input, like anything that you feel like you need to share with us, yeah, be open. You know, there's key players. Anyone that can, you know, speak to, they're open.
It's a great time to be South Sudanese. You
Yeah.
know, despite all the crap and blah, blah, blah. You know, we're showing up, we're proving people wrong. And I think another thing that we're doing is we're working together finally. We're coming together. We're showing our talent, and we're still finding talents that we didn't even know we had.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of talented
The fact that the basketball team has made it their first attempt to the World Cup, that's incredible. We had, you know, a lot of record breakers that have come out of nowhere, obviously put in a lot of work. And there's more to come. I think that's inspiring more people to go like, hey, this person looks like me, or this person's from where I'm from. I'm going to try to figure out what else I have and what I could give to the world to inspire the next people. So that's what I really enjoy about the community and about our people. And I think, you know, to add with what you said, yeah, we're not all what people project us to be. I think we're very beautiful people, and we're very humble.
Exactly.
And there's more to show.
There's really more to show, and it's just gonna get better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I just wanna take this moment also to just, you know, say like, thank you, man, because like opening this kind of door, like for people to actually come here and talk about the positive things, like I want people to really take this kind of thing serious, you know?
Sure.
And like, it's just gonna be generational, you know what I mean? Because anything you chuck on socials, it's gonna be there forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just hope like people keep smashing it, people keep connecting, people keep building empires, you know? And yeah, let's kill the next African Day Gala. Like,
Yeah. Let's swap that with South Sudanese people.
yeah, exactly.
Man, shukran, Mayen.
Shukran,
It's been an amazing conversation. I'm so glad you could join once again. So, Mayen,
Well,
Baten.
hey, Ian, Moya. Thanks, man.
This has been amazing. Guys, there you go. That was Daniel Mayen. That was an incredible episode. So, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care, guys.
Peace.